Finesse Gang, Lost Lands fam. We're back, and today we're giving you guys a Lost Lands 2019 review, our experience, what we liked, what we didn't like, what could be improved, and what we want to see in 2020. So keep it locked and stay tuned, and enjoy the intro. Run it.
Can I get a year?
I'm the festival Finesser.
Mosh Queen, can I get a year?
Year.
Thank you. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you guys who are new here and have just recently subscribed since Lost Lands, I'm the Festival Finesser. This is my girlfriend, the Mosh Queen, and this is my channel that revolves around music festivals and live going experiences with a focus and concentration on dubstep and
Red up.
if you're not following me at Music Festival day by day, you're probably following me at a show in New York City for the night. If you're not following me at a show or festival, you're sitting with me here at this desk, getting life hacks, trick tips, festival reviews, EDM news, controversial debates, any words of advice I can give to you guys to make sure you can have the best festival going experience possible. So one way I can do that for you guys is to give you guys a review of my experiences and how I feel about festivals, what I like about them, what I don't like. That's what we're going to be doing today, talking about Lost Lands 2019. I did a whole bunch of videos talking about Lost Lands. I did a 2017 vlog, which pretty much inspired me to make this channel. I did a vlog in 2018. I did a survival guide in 2018. I did a review. I did all this stuff for Lost Lands in 2018. I didn't really do much for this year. So this is my review of Lost Lands. I haven't done a festival review since pretty much ever after. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the festival. We're going to talk about the campgrounds. We're going to talk about the sound camps. We're going to talk about security, everything, our experiences, the good, the bad, because there was a couple things I want to talk about that were negative and things that could be improved. So let's jump into this. All right, so let's talk about the arrival. Last year, there was so many problems with people waiting online, people just security tearing stuff apart, and just lines, people waiting in lines for hours, and just really kind of ruining the experience. So this year, what Excision implemented in the team was allowing early arrival on Wednesday. So you have 2 days to enter. Instead of just Thursday at the pre-party, you can arrive Wednesday, set up camp, you have the whole day to chill and get acclimated, meet your neighbors, and then Thursday, you have the pre-party. What's also cool about this year was that they allowed you to arrive to the campgrounds 24 hours any day, at least on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm not sure if you can arrive 24 hours on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but I know for a fact on Wednesday and Thursday you could arrive at 3 a.m., 12 p.m., 4 p.m., any time of the day you could arrive, and that's cool because then you could just, if you want to arrive at 3 a.m. and everybody's asleep or whatever, you can do that. And then, we got there at 12 o'clock on Thursday, which we thought was a peak time. And there was no lines, really. I mean, obviously there was a line, but we were not waiting hours in line. We, maybe, 15 minutes
I
we were
thought
in
we
line.
were going to be waiting a lot longer.
Yeah, we were in there within minutes, bro, honestly. All right, guys, 12:15, we are here. Security line is looking late, and the box office roll call line is also looking late. I have to get my ticket from Will Call, the box office. There's no line for that, so that was cool. The security check was very fair and quick, and, they were not tearing. Last year, they were tearing people's bags apart, destroying people's property. They were checking hoods and air, just crazy searches, really in-depth and thorough. And there were dogs present, I'm pretty sure, but no real mishaps or anything, so.
Tell us about the search, guys. How was the search?
Shit was light.
Dude,
Easy,
bro.
Easy fucking peasy, bro.
Smooth sailing. All right, let's go do some fucking Lost Lands things.
Just good entrance. We had very good experience entering. We're like, this is gonna be good. Excision knows what he's doing. He always kind of has. And so props to Excision and the team for allowing us to just get in smoothly and without any really issues, honestly, at least for us.
Yeah,
if you guys have any issues, any problems, we want to hear about them in the comments to just kind of see what other people's experiences were like, and if it was just us, if it was all around a really good experience. Another thing I want to talk about that's cool about the arrival is the waiting zone. So in order to camp with your friends at Lost Lands, you have to arrive in a caravan, which is what we did. We went 4 cars deep from New Jersey to Ohio.
We got 1 car, 2 car, 3 car, 4, 5, 6 cars.
We pulled up together, and of course, I had to get my wristband, and I was holding up the line, so I was like, yo, you guys meet me in the waiting spot. So there's a place where you can meet your friends and wait for them to show up if they're running a few minutes behind or whatever, and then you guys can all go into the campgrounds together. So if you don't arrive on time with your friends, if you guys get separated, if they're behind, whatever, something happens, you can still wait for them at the festival grounds instead of waiting at Walmart or something like that. You can go through security and get your stuff situated, and then once they get there, you can go in together with them. So once they get there, you go into the campground. So let's talk about the campgrounds this year. The campgrounds are freaking massive. They are huge, and I'm going to show you guys a time lapse right now of how far we had to walk from the entrance to our campsite. campsite was literally about a 30 to 40 minute walk each day. And imagine that being tired. You know what I'm saying? The first day, like you maybe get there in 20 minutes. By the last day, it's taking you 45 minutes to get home. So, or to get back to camp. Lost Lines is home, bro. We know that. So, because the campgrounds are so big, they have like little taxi services, golf carts, which is pretty cool. One year they had the petty bikes, the petty cabs, people riding bikes, but the golf carts I think were a lot more efficient. It's $5 anywhere throughout the campgrounds, and it just made it, it saved us a lot of energy. They are kind of time consuming because you gotta if you're on a cart with one or more person, you gotta go to their campsite, and people don't know how to get to their campsites because there is not a lot of direction and signs for campsites. They have the map, they tell you what your campsite is, if you're a Stegosaurus, T-Rex, but there's no labels or markings on the campgrounds. It's and numbers, and even last year in the first year they had street signs. So I was on 501st. I was on 302nd Street, whatever. So there was 500, 700s, 900s, but there was really no like direction there. It's just you were kind of walking. I got so lost so many times.
If that was your first year,
you had no direction. You couldn't explain where I was. Oh, we're in Stegosaurus. Where?
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying?
Unless you have weird
memory like you.
Good, not memory. I'm just good with directions. I've also been there every year, so I kind of knew exactly where I was.
We kept explaining, we're down where the sound camps were last year, but if you've never been there, you have no idea what that is.
No,
So, and you can, it's not like, if you had the street signs, which is a great idea, you could be like, if you're at 500 and you're at 800, you can kind of get an idea. You've seen those signs as you're walking.
Well, I think you should pitch your idea.
Okay, so here's my idea. They should have some of the dinosaurs from the festival that represent those dinosaurs in front of the campground. So this lot, for example, is we're in Stegosaurus. Get a Stegosaurus that defines where Stegosaurus campsite is.
With a sign.
Exactly.
I don't know my dinosaurs really.
But they should just be able to mark some some type of like raptor or something like that, and just put little dinosaurs so you can at least have landmarks. So it's like, that purple dinosaur with the horns or some shit like that. You can explain that you're near that campsite. They just landmarks, some type of signs, destination. There was no direction to get in the campgrounds. It was very hard to navigate for the first couple days. And if you want to find your friends, meet your friends, it's hard to explain where you are. So we had a flag, the Festival Finesser flag. That was a great way to mark our campsite, mark our territory. A lot of our friends were able to get back to camp because of that flag.
Or other totems and other things that you see.
Landmarks. You have to make your own landmarks. And so I think Lost Lane should do a better job of providing landmarks for us to make it easier for us to get back, for our friends to find us, to find our friends, and just be able to navigate through the campgrounds. But
campsites are huge.
The campsites are huge,
Massive.
and they do take a long time to get through. So this is why closed camping, Dino Den is actually a really good idea and something we should think about for next year.
Someone said closed camping. That's an actual thing.
It is closed camp. You pay extra to be closer to the campground.
Oh wow.
Or to the festival ground, yeah. As far as the camp spots go, they're very spacious. We were not overlapping with anybody. They were very fair about like where they parked each car.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I feel like the first two was a little tight. Like I was like overlapping with campgrounds, and it was just. A little more tight.
Yeah, it might have been a little smaller last year, but
no, the first year.
Oh,
last
year
was pretty spacious
the first
too.
year.
The first year I was
we
had
a lot of people for the first year, but I think they should give you more space regardless, like just a little bit more. I think it was okay though. I
also thought they had a really there was a lot of bathrooms. You didn't have to walk far for the bathrooms. There was food in the campground.
Yeah.
So they really kind of gave you plenty of amenities within the campground, so you didn't have to walk extra far to get to like Vendor Village, Main Street.
Yeah. There should be more food though.
Yeah, there should be more of a. I mean,
that's just me.
The ATMs are close. The bathrooms are close.
Yeah.
The general store was close. So I feel like they had little sections to buy stuff within each campground. So it wasn't like there was just one main street that you could get stuff. There was little sections throughout.
That
each
little
campground.
village thing, that's new. That wasn't there last year or first year.
Not there, but there still was a main vendor village at one point. Like each year there was in the campgrounds there was like a main spot to buy stuff.
By like the RV.
The campgrounds are a little different this year. They seem to be changing their main street.
This year was lit. I like that little village.
Yeah, so let's talk about the sound camps because that's where the sound camps were. We were camping with the sound camps for last year. The sound camps are in the festival this year, which was a good idea. But
it was good and bad. There was good things
and bad
things.
So we're gonna talk about them. So the bad things obviously was I wasn't loud enough. We all know that.
We're out here at Yak Sound Camps. This is a little underwhelming. It's very quiet, as you can tell.
And obviously there's restrictions and there's ordinances and there's like a backyard in someone. Like, remember that? There's someone's backyard is in the campground.
So it was like gated off.
There's like a little pathway, but there's someone's backyard. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip where that pathway like. The thing for me with the sound camps I did not like was there was just no energy.
All right, guys, it's now 11 o'clock. We're walking to the sound camps for FISO. We really haven't been filming any sound camp sets because they're everyone's just chilling. No one's really watching. There's no energy. No one's paying attention. Everyone's just kind of standing in the crowd, talking to each other.
Because it wasn't loud, everybody was just kind of talking.
Towards
like,
the back.
Towards the
a
back.
little bit,
I mean,
yeah.
the people in the front, Bree was telling me that it looked a little more lit, like it was just people more involved. But from what we were seeing, like I was just watching a bunch of people just chilling. There was no headbanging, there was no movement. It was really kind of dead and quiet. Now this is it. This is what we're coming here for. I'd rather go chill with my homies back at camp or walk around the campgrounds. But even still, the campgrounds are not as lit, bro. Like, forest campgrounds are fucking crazy. There's RV sets everywhere, music everywhere, people chilling, people always walking about.
What? This shit is crazy. We're out here spinning on a fire truck. What?
And I feel like the campgrounds are a little dead. We saw some creepy people walking around the campgrounds.
I liked the sound camps in the campgrounds last year, but the way they had it set up was a little weird because if you're not in the shits, you're kind of hearing every other set.
There's a bunch of.
But you also had another cool idea that you could put a sound camp
In
somewhere in each campground.
That was another idea.
And just have it end at like a reasonable time.
Tonight they're packed. The sound camps are crazy tonight. It's very dark. There's no lights on the pathway. And it's just clustered. It's a lot of clutter. But it's chill as hell. People have like lawn chairs and couches in the crowd. And it's just, it's 3 a.m. Like we're just kind of here because we're here at Lost Lands.
What was also kind of cool about last year was there was no security or anything. It was a free for all. You could bring your chairs. It was a little dark and stuff, but it was a vibe.
I thought
if you
it was
wanted
lit.
to. It was cool. Yeah,
we brought
but same thing last year, bro. It was so chaotic. It was just so dark. So many
Yeah.
people still,
Yeah.
and it's not like an after party disco vibe at the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro. It's a whole other set. And so the sound camps, last year there were very little production. There was just one after the other. They're just right next to each other. The sound camps this year were 5 stages, which I think that was the same amount last year. And they did a good job, I thought, of not doing so much overlapping ensemble. Like, you could still hear it when you were like walking out.
Yeah.
But when you went to like when we went to see Yaks, we weren't hearing any of Al Ross or any of that shit over there.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool how they implemented the main stage as a sound camp. So it was like they shut down the main stage and just kept one monitor on, basically, one LCD screen, and then put a DJ booth behind it. And that was pretty much what it was. I kind of like the free-for-all sound camp better. In the campgrounds, I think sound camp, keep it in camp. And that's why I think each campground, if you're gonna have 5 stages, put one stage in each kind of part of the campground. So if you want to, you can wander off to different parts of the campground and see your artists just as you would in the festival. Because face it, the festival is just as far to walk back to it's a far walk either way, to go back to the festival from the campgrounds or to walk within somewhere else in the campgrounds. It's still a far walk either way. That pretty much is all I have to say about the sound camps. There's not really much you can improve aside from the volume, really. They're fun, and I think if the volume was louder, people would be more hyped about it. But a lot of my friends are disappointed by the sound camps, and we didn't even get to go to them the one night because the lines were so fucked up for some reason. There was such a massive line for some reason, and
A bit of a riot going on because look how long the sound camp line is. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Why the fuck?
that's what I'm saying. The last year there was no line. It was just a free for all. People were bringing chairs and people were bringing beers. Like it was really back at the campground.
Dude, that would be so cool if like you had one sound camp, like one stage. It was like pretty small because if it's in the camp,
a bunch of your homies,
you're gonna be camped right there. You don't gotta go nowhere. You could literally
Exactly.
just be chilling there, and then have that labeled as like, okay, this sound camp is that dinosaur, so you know where you're at, where
Exactly.
you're camped, and like everything's labeled and everything's
It's all
kind of in
coordinated.
one coordination. Yeah.
And then if you really wanted to, you could walk
that would
from your
be so
campsite
lit.
across camp to that sound camp because your favorite artist is playing there. If you, you know what I'm saying?
That would be so lit.
So that was my idea
Yeah.
to make sound camps in the sound camp.
It's a good idea, Brian.
I hope someone's watching that can put that into effect because that would be fucking sick.
Yeah. With that being said, obviously it was fun as hell, and yeah.
Lost Lands is definitely a festival
Definitely
that's going
different.
to. It's definitely going to have a loyal fan base forever. It's going to be like Forks. People are going to be coming for every year after year because it's such a good festival, and it's like you said, well, you feel like you have to pay homage because you love Excision, because we love Excision so much. Yeah. So next year, if you go to Lost Lands, left side, bro, we're bringing all the OGs to the left side, bro. Pull up.
If you want a mosh.
We're going to be on the left side all weekend, bro. We're trying to make that a thing. Left side, Lost Lands 2020, all the OGs.
Yeah.
If you're a rookie, go to the right. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but
Rookie right,
you got to learn. You got to learn.
If you're trying to mosh, definitely go to the left side.
If it was your first, if Lost Lands is your first festival, you spoiled it. You're ruining it for yourself because not many festivals can compare to that. Honestly, it is a and
I agree with that tremendously. But it's that you can't really choose that. You go to Lost Lands, you don't really know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
But that's why I appreciate shows so much because like we could go to shows. and we could do our thing with just our people, or
And you
we
learn,
could
you
go.
learn more about the culture with going to shows in the small environments.
But you're going to see one specific person pretty much, not going to a festival. But yeah, you spoiled yourself if this was your first festival, because not much will compare, and it also depends on the vibes too. This year for Lost Lands, I felt like I was just going to like an EZU or an EDC.
The crowd had that same kind of vibe. It did not feel like a Lost Lands crowd, and that's unfortunate. But we had a blast, honestly. It was still A1. We still brought the energy where we were with our people, and that's why, the vlogs are fucking lit. So if you haven't seen the vlogs, make sure you check them out. They're blowing up still. Like, I think the first one has like 10,000 views already. It hasn't even been a week. So thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you guys for buying so much merch at Lost Lands. And I still have merch. We got Based by the Bridge going down November 7th. We got Later Tonight Takeover coming through from Maryland. So shouts out to Later Tonight, Ecliptic Glaze, the whole squad. We got big things coming in New Jersey, big things coming for the channel. The festival season is coming to an end, but the content is still coming. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, any experiences, anything, good things, bad things you thought about Lost Lands, anything you agree, disagree with, let us know in the comments. Let's chat, let's debate. Maybe have a part 2 of this Lost Lands review conversation debate. So till the next one, guys, I'm the Festival Finesser.
Smosh Queen.
Thank you guys for watching.